Do you like being watched during masturbation? Is this normal? How can you masturbate publicly without getting into trouble? Solo sex, self pleasure, self love, solo masturbation, all the same thing. You taking matters into your own hands, literally, when it comes to your sexual pleasure and sexual satisfaction. But what if you like to put your masturbation skills on full display for others to watch? Why do some people like being watched during sexual self gratification? And how can you stay safe while masturbating in a non private setting if you choose to do it? Let me reveal it for you. But before we delve into it, who am I? I am Dr. Tanji Nikakwaskud, Dr. Tanji, the sex doctor, board certified clinical sexologist, and your favorite sexpert. I am on a mission to get sex out of the closet and talk about it openly and honestly without shame for all of us to share and learn. Join our Sex Worldwide Sex Positive movement by subscribing and hitting that notifications button. I love reading your respectful comments and answering your sex questions, so leave them in the comments section. You can also become a member of the Sex Curious and Sex Intelligent clubs so you can have access to private content. What are you waiting for? Subscribe now. Come on. Hit. Subscribe. Thanks. Masturbation is a very common form of sexual expression that anyone can enjoy across the lifespan. There are many good things about masturbation, some of them being that you can engage and enjoy it without risk of pregnancy or contracting a sexually transmitted infection, and regardless of whether or not you have an available, able, or interested sexual partner. Masturbation can help us explore our sexuality, experience pleasure, and learn about our body's ability to respond to different kinds of stimulation in a way that is healthy, that promotes our self-esteem, and leads to body positivity. I have talked about the benefits of masturbation at length in this channel. However, myths about the evils of masturbation abound, and misinformation based on fear and shame are readily available even on this platform and all around us, which continue to stigmatize and even prohibit such a normal and natural aspect of our humanity. Your body belongs to you, and you have autonomy and the right to your own self-pleasure. Remember that. But why do some people seem to get off, no pun intended, on letting others watch them masturbate? Have you heard the word exhibitionism? Exhibitionism means getting sexual gratification from showing one's genitals or private parts to others. People who are exhibitionists enjoy being seen or fantasize about being seen by others while they themselves are engaging in sexual acts. How does exhibitionism exhibits? If you're an exhibitionist, you might have urges to be seen nude or performing a particular sex act in front of others. Exhibitionism may manifest as a person performing specific acts like kissing and fondling in public, to masturbating for another or for an audience, to having sexual intercourse for others to watch. Why do people like exhibiting themselves sexually? The reasons why someone is an exhibitionist may not be totally clear. Some plausible explanations may be the heightened sense of confidence that performing something that is usually reserved for the more private settings can give those who defy this norm and display their sexual desires publicly. Having a willing audience that is interested and clearly also enjoys this display may be very exciting for both exhibitionists and voyeurs. I will talk about voyeurs in another video. It is very important to highlight, and let me be abundantly clear about this, that I am not talking about forcing someone to watch you jerk off, exposing genitals to unsuspecting victims, or forcing anyone to participate or watch the performance of any sexual act without the full consent of those involved. Know that public exposure of private parts and public displays of sexual acts may lead to legal troubles, besides not being an ethical way to live a person's sexuality. In many situations, especially in public, sex and nudity are illegal. This behavior is called indecent exposure or flashing, and people who engage in non-consensual exhibitionism can face legal action, such as a fine or even imprisonment, let alone the trauma that they may cause onto the victims. Non-consensual exhibitionism is wrong, period. So, how can you masturbate in a non-private setting in an ethical and legal way? If you thrive on attention, you might want to explore consensual or mutually agreeable exhibitionism. It is very important that exhibitionism is consensual, which means that anyone and everyone you display yourself to in any way is okay with it, and it has actively and clearly expressed that consent. This can include consensually sharing nude photos, sex videos of masturbation or other sexual acts, or engaging in public sex at a swingers club or with friends in a more private setting. The goal is that all the people involved are also having a pleasurable experience and that they have agreed to being voyeurs or watching or being exhibitionists themselves ahead of time. How can you enjoy public masturbation safely? Here are some tips to help you live out your exhibitionist self in a safe and ethical way. Explore your public masturbation fantasies. What are they? What's the setting? Who's involved? Assess how transferable to the real world your sexual fantasies about public masturbation are and the logistics you would need to implement to make them a reality. If you have a sexual partner, talk to them about what you're interested in trying. Have an honest conversation and make sure that you set specific boundaries and create a safe word to use in case your partner needs a break or to stop. Talk to them about what turns you on, what turns them on, and how you envision this fantasy to play out with them in the real world. Start slow and small. The bedroom or home is a good place to start given that your partner is on board. Expose your genitals, play with them and your whole body slowly, and don't take yourself too seriously. Allow for trial and error and don't set your expectations too high. Take this opportunity to bond with your partner as you grow your sexual practice. When you are ready and if you have privacy, you may also try to take things outside in your backyard, pool, or within your property lines. Sometimes the thought of the possibility of being watched is enough for many to enhance their sexual pleasure during masturbation. Go outside and play. There are clubs where people consensually agree to see nudity and sex acts like swingers clubs, specific nightclubs, some beaches, some nudist communities, and bathhouses, for instance. Do your research to find these places close by and make phone calls beforehand so you know what to expect. Be mindful, though, that just because a place allows nudity does not mean they allow public sex, so know and respect the rules. And finally, don't break the law. Exhibitionism, including public masturbation, is about having fun, not getting into legal troubles. Never expose yourself to someone who does not want to participate, and make sure people who you participate with are of legal age. Consensual exhibitionism and public masturbation take self-awareness and planning, so do your homework, and if this is something that you want to do, take the time to plan it out so you and all around you can have a positive experience. Are you an exhibitionist, or would you like to try public masturbation? Leave your comments below. This is Dr. Tanji, the Sex Doctor. See you next time.